subscribe before you get too sleepy. So today I am just going to share with you a little book haul. This first book is The Rose Code by Quinn. And I found this book in my local little library, which was such a fun surprise. I recently read Diamond Eye by Quinn, and I loved it. And then I have heard of the Alice Network. I haven't heard of the Huntress, so I will probably be adding more books to my TBR. But she's a great, historical fiction author. So I don't actually know what this is about. I just grabbed it and threw it in my stroller as I was on a walk with my son. Oh, it looks like this is all praise for. Okay, so we do have, usually on a paperback, I feel like it is the info or the blurb is always on the back, but this time this has a little mini jacket. So I will read this. 1940, as England prepares to fight the Nazis, three very different women answer the call to mysterious country estate Bletchley Park, where the best minds in Britain train to break German military codes. Vivacious debutante Osla, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, has everything: beauty, wealth, and the dashing Prince Philip of Greece sending her roses, but she burns to prove herself as more than a society girl and puts her fluent German to use as a translator of decoded enemy secrets. Imperious, self-made Mab, a product of East End London poverty, works the legendary code-breaking machines as she conceals old wounds and looks for a socially advantageous husband. Both Osla and Mab are quick to see the potential in local village spinster Beth, whose shyness conceals a brilliant facility with puzzles, and soon Beth spreads her wings as one of the park's few female cryptanalysts. But war, loss, and impossible pressure of secrecy will tear the three apart. 1947, as the royal wedding of Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip whips post-war Britain into a fever, the three friends turned enemies are reunited by a mysterious encrypted letter, the key to which lies buried in the long-ago betrayal that destroyed their friendship and left one of them confined to an asylum. An enigmatic traitor has emerged from the shadows of their Bletchley Park past. Now Osla, Mab, and Beth must resurrect their old alliance and crack one last code together. But each petal they remove from the rose code brings danger and their true enemy closer. That sounds so good. So yeah, this is heart-stopping World War II story. I just really, Diamond Eye was based on a true story, and I just loved it. I read it for my book club, so I was excited when I saw this Quinn book. And again, somebody in my neighborhood is putting all of these wonderful books in the little library, which is amazing. So when I finish this book, I'll pass it on if I know somebody else that wants to read it. This next book is called Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. And I actually bought this at a local bookshop at one of my last book clubs. I love Lisa Jewell and I wanted to support the bookshop, so I was like, I'll just buy this book, knowing that I would love the book because I have previously loved Lisa Jewell's books, like all of them basically that I've read, I have loved. And so I picked this one up without reading the blurb as well, but I've actually already read it and I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like Dirty John-esque, if you've ever heard of that story or podcast. It was really good. And I loved None of This Is True. I think she had The Night She Disappeared. Let's see. Nothing on this. I always like to check if there's like a little picture or something embossed on there, but nothing on that one. So I will read the little blurb for this one. He's the perfect man. It's a perfect lie. Nick Ratcliffe is a man of substance and good taste. He has a smile that could melt the coldest heart and a knack for putting others at ease. He's just what Nina Swan needs in her life after her husband's unexpected death. But to Nina's adult daughter Ash, Nick seems too slick, too polished, too good to be true. Without telling her mother, Ash begins digging into Nick's past. What she finds is more than unsettling. Just a pause here. You can probably hear my dog sleeping in the background. She always likes to make an appearance. She's looking very, very cozy, so I'll try not to interrupt her sleep unless it gets too loud. Martha is a florist living in a neighboring town with her infant daughter and her devoted husband, Alistair. But lately, Alistair has been traveling more and more frequently for work, disappearing for days at a time. When Martha questions him about his frequent absences, he always has a legitimate-sounding explanation, but Martha can't shake the feeling that something isn't right. Nina, Martha, and Ash are on a collision course with a shocking truth that is far darker than anyone could have imagined, and all three are about to wish that they had heeded the same warning. Don't let him in. So I really enjoyed this. I liked that it was like a mystery thriller type of feeling without being like at all creepy. I mean, he's obviously a creepy dude, but it wasn't like keep you up at night type of creepy, which was nice. And I just think there's probably a picture back here. Yeah, this is Lisa Jewell, the author, and the best-selling author of 23 novels, including None of This Is True, The Family Upstairs, and Then She Was Gone, as well as The Invisible Girl and Watching You. I think I've read all of those. Her novels have sold more than 15 million copies internationally, and her work has also translated into 30 languages. So, she's a very, very successful author, and you can see like Frida McFadden, Alex Michaelides, Emily Henry, Jojo Moyes, so many people, Alice Feeney. Yeah, I feel like I've read all these books. Wrong Place, Wrong Time, I loved, by Gillian McAllister. love Kristin Hanna. The Nightingale was like easily one of my most favorite books that I've read in the last several years. I loved it. This one I read a while ago for my book club, and I passed it on a few times, and then I just recently got it back from my friend who I had lent it to. Let's see. Oh, that's so pretty. The black and gold. Nothing on this cover. I love the sound of a hardcover without the jacket on it. Also, if you can hear those sounds, the room that I'm in has like floorboard heaters. It's not attached to the heat of the rest of the house, and it gets kind of loud when it's like working through its cycle or whatever. So apologies about that. From the celebrated author of The Nightingale and the Four Winds comes The Women, at once an intimate portrait of coming of age in a dangerous time and an epic tale of a nation divided. Women can be heroes. When 20-year-old nursing student Frankie McGrath hears these words, it's a revelation. Raised in the sun-drenched, idyllic world of her Southern California, and sheltered by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing. But in 1965, the world is changing, and she suddenly dares to imagine a different future for herself. When her brother ships out to serve in Vietnam, she joins the Army Nurse Corps and follows his path. As green and inexperienced as the men sent to Vietnam to fight, Frankie is overwhelmed by the chaos and destruction of war. Every day is a gamble of life and death, hope and betrayal. Friendships run deep and can be shattered in an instant. In war, she meets and becomes one of the lucky, the brave, the broken, and the lost. But war is just the beginning for Frankie and her veteran friends. The real battle lies in coming home to a changed and divided America, and to angry protesters, and a country that wants to forget Vietnam. The Women is the story of one woman gone to war, but it shines a light on all women who put themselves in harm's way, and whose sacrifice and commitment to their country has too often been forgotten. A novel about deep friendships and bold patriotism, The Women is a richly drawn story with a memorable heroine whose idealism and courage under fire will come to define an era. Let's see on the back. There's Kristin Hanna, best-selling author of more than 20 novels, The Four Winds, Nightingale, The Great Alone, a former lawyer turned writer. She lives with her husband in the Pacific Northwest. So I really enjoyed this book. I particularly enjoyed the beginning of the book, the parts when she was in Vietnam. I enjoy is like a kind of a strange word because it can be really graphic, it's really sad, but I also feel like I just learned so much about Vietnam. Like obviously I learned about it in history classes and things, but I just feel like even like knowing like what it says in there, a country that wanted to forget Vietnam, I feel like it was even like forgotten in a way in history classes. Like we absolutely learned about it, but not in the same way and with the same emphasis as we did like World War II. So I just found it really, really interesting, and I felt like I learned a lot. Obviously, this is not historical fiction book, but I would just be curious to read more books on Vietnam, because I feel like there's so much that I just did not know about, and it was really, really a very scary time on both sides. So I really enjoyed this one, and I have it back for now, but I think my neighbor had said that she has not read it yet, so I will probably pass it on to her next. So that is all 3 of the books I have for you today in this little book haul. I just wanted to take a minute to thank you all for the time and support that you've shown me. I'm getting there with my channel. It's been growing, and I'm almost to the amount of watch hours needed to get rid of those pesky mid-video ads that, if you're anything like me, they drive me insane. So I'm hoping to get rid of those as soon as possible. I'm hoping at some point to be able to record a little bit more often to give you guys more frequent videos, but life is just crazy and I don't always have the time to myself that I would like. Isn't that true for everybody? So I just wanted to take a moment for that. If you've gotten to this point in the video, maybe leave a rose for the rose code in the comments, or just any comment that you would like to leave is much appreciated. Thank you so much